Good morning, folks. Yesterday I showed you what I'm going to eat during my morning half of the day, my regular practice, and obviously those foods are now in my tummy, digested partly probably already become poop. So, what I mentioned yesterday that we cannot say that I want to have six pack, I want to be a runner, I want to have a lot of money and not study that. So this is a device I've been using probably for the last 4 5 years. I bought it from Rome, and this is one of my pleasant morning habit. I make my own coffee from ground coffee. Can you see? So after 4 5 years, I found a coffee maker on Instagram, and he told that few of the mistakes that people make using this is that they put cold water there, which they shouldn't, and they should put obviously his stovetop can flip back, but mine one kind of flops back again, so I put a spoon there. You don't have to. And he said that make sure that the coffee extraction is smooth. If you put cold water, suddenly in the beginning vapor will come, then water will come, so it doesn't bubble. Can you see the bubbling happening? So as soon as the bubble happens, you stop, because you don't want bubbles. And that I didn't know. I always use that whooshing noise as signal to turn this stove up, the flame off. So if you're interested in something, yes, this is a habit, but always keep an open mind, learn, try. If you don't like it, stop it. But I like it. This coffee is giving me way more the zing when I'm drinking it, probably because it is extracting more caffeine. Plus, it is not bitter, it is not sour. So overall, it is an improvement. So I will keep doing this. So in the morning, I come to the kitchen. There's nobody around other than my two dogs, and I take everything out from the fridge. That's an old fridge, that's our new fridge, and just put it on the table, and I choose which vegetables, which protein, which nuts and seeds, what I'm going to do. These are my Brazil nuts, as you know. And I also look for what are the stuff which is going to the expiry date. Sometimes you will even find stuff which is already gone beyond the expiry date. So don't use it. Okay. The other thing is that when you tell your brain, I want to do this, and you don't do that, your brain thinks you are a fraud. Doesn't make sense. You want to not eat cookies first 5 days and eat cookies only on the weekend, then you break your promise to yourself. You don't feel good. However, come from an angle of compassion and love. Do not beat yourself up. Fine, you have made a mistake. Start again. But if this becomes constant, and if you don't even make a simple, small, tiny change, your brain will not be happy, and this regret, the sense of what I could have been, will always be there. So at least you can tell that, look, guys, I tried many times. And if you try many times, you cannot tell that I stayed status quo. You will have, even if it's a delta improvement, you will. And very soon other people will comment on you. Okay, you have become so more fit. It might not be visible, like if your mental health. If you're really depressed, agitated, people might see your behavior changing. A lot of people are very good bottling it up, they can't see. So mental health, mental fitness is way more invisible compared to physical health. People can see your waistline increasing. Anyway, so food is mouth, and then comes the movement. I normally always go anywhere with this, even if it's overnight. I do long distance walking, long distance jogging. I did 100 kilometer in Lake District on 10th and 11th of June over 2 days. So these are my best friend, because when I go for a walk in the nature, I'm just going to put it on and just go for a walk. And then when I feel like, I will jog. When I feel like, I will run. When I feel like, I will speed run, we call sprint, and do huff and puff, because a normal jog is a zone 2 that you're relaxed, you can carry on, and you a little bit huff and puff, but you can still have a conversation. But when you sprint, you cannot have a conversation. So from zone 1, which is like a leisurely walking, to zone 2, which is a slow jog for me, for you, if you're deconditioned, it can just be a speed walk, will take you to zone 2, meaning heart rate going up. Okay. So your maximal heart rate is 220 minus your age. That's it's kind of ballpark figure. So if you are say 20 years old, So 220 minus 20 is 200. So a 20-year-old potentially can raise their heart rate up to 200. Okay. So if you have 50, you can do the calculation. 220 minus 50. That's kind of your maximum heart rate. And everybody's wearing all these smart watches. It can tell your distance traveled, time taken, and also your heart rate continuously. And at the end of the run, you pause it. Sometimes I forget to pause it, and then you see everything like a day by day what you have done. So you need to invest. You can't say that health is a priority and we don't do anything. There's a bit of a sports we do when you're in university to impress girls and boys and stuff, and then we get married, we get kids, everything falls apart. So for a busy person, like I'm a very busy doctor, a lot of extra work, I'm the head of the department and all that stuff, as you know, it's more of a responsibility than a glory, should I say. But if you're leading a team, and you're always leading a team, whether you know or not, it's called leadership with a title. Without a title, you don't need a title like I'm the lead, I'm the captain, I'm that. You just lead. You help, and that's leadership. You encourage, that's leadership. You come with ideas, that's leadership. Leadership is not nothing. I'm trying to inspire you, so I'm leading you guys. Just walk. And this has got all my stuff that I need. Okay, it has even got 2 pound in case I go to sauna. So all you need, I sometimes deliberately make it heavy so that I get used to walk with this when I'm going on a 100-kilometer, 50-kilometer walking. You need to carry stuff, including your raincoat. So anyway, it has got a skipping rope in it, and it has got a towel. It has got a raincoat. It has got running trousers, which you can make a half length or full length. It has got a wind cheater, like if it's very windy. And I will always have a waist belt now, which is on the floor because my car keys, my house key, and my phone will be there. I will switch on my Strava and start recording and start walking, jogging, etc. And I will always take 2 or 3 pictures during my run or walk. Mostly sky, flowers, dogs, like a natural stuff mostly, unless I'm interested. And I will always listen to a podcast or something that I like, and that's my learning period as well. If I go for a half an hour run, I'm running and I'm learning. And sometimes I will stop this because the podcaster will say something which will strike a chord, a resonance, and then I will record my thoughts. And I have come up with a lot of aha moment, a lot of problem solution, because when you are on a walk, your body is in a forward movement. There's some interesting thing happens when it's a self-generated, not like you are going forward in a car, you're walking. And what happens, your eyes go right and left, scanning the horizon, and that is called EMDR, and it's called eye movement desensitization reflex. And the psychologists use this technique. It's kind of, the pendulum when you do hypnosis. So this is what it is. Your eye is going like this and that, and it's a very good treatment for depression and anxiety. So you cannot be anxious, to be honest. And this technique was first discovered by a psychologist, I think it's Dr. Shapira. She was given the news of her own cancer, cervical cancer, and he was extremely anxious and stressed. Suddenly, she went for a nature walk, like here, just after 1 minute, I will hit the woods, Flitchway. But if you are not that lucky, just go very early morning. The streets are quiet. Even a busy, not so nice looking street will be so quiet, so calm, like a sense of peace. And then you walk. You sweat, you run, you get out of breath. And that's what you're doing to have a better life. You think it's a punishment if you're not a runner. At least everybody's a walker, right? And the other thing I will do, as you age beyond 40, you are going to lose muscle every year, 1%. Sarcopenia, it is called. So as your coffee is brewing, you can just do 10 push-ups. It hardly takes 20 seconds to do 10 push-ups. And then I will do another 10 push-ups in my office the first time I go to the loo. So what you have to do, attach an established habit, which is going to the loo, making the tea, making coffee, coming back home, entering the office door first time. Do a habit linked with that, because that is your trigger, that's your reminder. So as I'm making coffee, I'll just get onto the floor and do 10 push-ups. They make 10 push-ups, only 10. And if you are an adult, you're supposed to be doing 25 push-ups non-stop. Otherwise, something is genuinely wrong with your muscles and bones and ligaments. And that's for guys. For girls, their upper body strength is a bit less than the guys, because they are more kind of a leg strength person, and guys are both leg and upper body. And also guys like chest and biceps and deltoid and stuff, so they tend to neglect their legs. But if you run a lot, then probably you're taking care. The other thing you can do, sometimes you put some sandbags in it and you do squat. Because if you're a runner, doing an air squat will increase your heart rate, but nothing to do with your strength, because this is nothing for you. So you make it really, really heavy. Because I use dumbbells. I've got 2 dumbbells in my office, but I like natural stuff. Dumbbell is not natural. Body weight is natural. Gravity is natural. Does it make sense? So do something. It doesn't have to be glorious, magnificent, that you tell I'm on a health journey. No, it's a tiny change. Just put your shoes on and just go for a walk. 10 minutes. Record it, because this recording gives us motivation. The picture. Sometimes just I go to take the picture. I call this like a walk and click club, or jog and click, or run and click, or sprint and click. And I've got so many pictures. Exactly same route I will go every day to the Fleetway, which is the woody path. Every day the picture is different. Even here in this garden, you can take 1,000 millions different type of pictures. Close angle, showing the sky, not showing the sky. I might be a bit crazy, but I like nature. Looking at the sky, looking at the stars, looking at the clouds, looking at the flower, looking. I don't know what you know what I mean. It just makes me happy. Sometimes I feel happy just looking at something which is not even living. Anyway, I've got to stop now. And you need to find beauty in anything and everything. Nothing is ugly. Nothing is ugly. And there are some people, yesterday I was telling that I wanted to take a selfie. I love people. When I meet somebody, I take a selfie. And the lady said, no, I don't want to come. So for some, it is a fear that what is going to happen to that photograph. But quite a number of people, mostly ladies, they don't want to be photographed. And there is a kind of sense of uneasiness. It is not about the digital, what is going to happen. It's about they don't want to be, and I don't know, the sense of beauty is a bit vague. What is beautiful? Anyway, sometimes beauty is about geometry, something people say, oh, she's beautiful, oh, he's handsome. But nobody's ugly. Nobody's ugly. So have a lovely day.